So we all know that the Apple Watch SE 2nd generation is a watch that Apple made last year. So let's go and see how it compares against the SE 1 in 2023. Now, first of all, if you want to pick up either one of these watches, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside, both of these Apple Watches are very, very similar from the build quality standpoint. They basically have essentially the exact same type of build quality, and they also have the same type of display technology too. They both come in 40 or 44 millimeter casings, and those are some really cool things. The fact that we had that type of display size on these two devices is really cool, and I am really happy about that. Again, with the Apple Watch Series 8, that one does have a bigger size display, but these ones are still very good, and I don't really have too many complaints, on these displays from that specific standpoint. On the sides, they both have kind of the same type of button layout. They both have the side button right there too. So there's not really too much missing out there. They both have like the IP certification too, so it's not like one is way, more durable than the other one, I would say. They're both kind of in the same type of realm when it comes down to that specific standpoint in and of itself. I will say though, the SE2 is a little bit more durable. It has S5 SIP, but they're both like water resistant up to 50 meters, so it's like not even that big of a deal. They both have the wireless charging pad on the back as well, and that kind of covers it up there. Again, on the outside, they both share the same bands, they both share the same type of capability there, so there really isn't even that big of a difference between those two watches again. Now, some, interesting changes between the Apple Watch SE 1st generation and the 2nd generation is probably with that chipset. So the SE1 that came out in 2020, that one basically has the same chipset as the Series 5, which is still a watch that's still supported. It's still going to be here probably for another 2 years. With the SE2, this one has the S8 chip, which is the same exact chipset as the Apple Watch Series 8. So that is kind of a bigger thing to keep in mind. You're actually probably going to be getting kind of a faster, not only kind of a faster, a better performing Apple Watch on the SE2, as well as an Apple Watch that's still going to be supported for probably 2 to 3 years longer than the Apple Watch Series 8. So that is another very interesting thing to keep in mind with the Apple Watch, SE 2nd generation, whatever. And that is going to be an Apple Watch that's still going to be supported with software when the Apple Watch SE1 is done getting software support. But for the time being, as of right now for me making this video, both of these Apple Watches are still supported. So it's not a big, massive difference. But again, it is one of those minor things to keep in mind. Now, from that standpoint, there are lots of overlapping features between these two watches. They both have the same type of storage capacity. They both come in LTE models. They both have, water resistance up to 50 meters. They both have a lot of overlapping features. There's not really a reason why I would go from an Apple Watch SE1 to an SE2 right now, but there would be a reason in the future why I would go and upgrade, and that's because of, like I said, the software support. Now, on top of that, with the Apple Watch SE2, you are getting a few newer features. So you are getting crash detection on the Apple Watch SE2. So that is something that is really cool. You're getting fall detection on both, but having that type of feature set where you are getting, that little, crash detection feature, that is a really cool feature. And I'm really happy Apple put that on the SE2. So it can detect when you're in a crash. And that is something that's really awesome. That's very, very powerful. But again, to keep in mind, for the average user, you're probably going to be checking phone calls. You're going to be checking notifications, responding to notifications sometimes. Things like that, you're going to be able to do on both watches. So it really depends on what you want to do on each watch. Personally, for me, my Apple Watch Series 4 is still kicking it. It's still doing a great job. And I don't really have too much to complain about, my watch from that standpoint. But I do think with the SE2, there's a lot of room for improvements here. And I do think that, again, is a pretty big deal. And I do think if you want the better watch overall, the SE2 is probably the way to go. But the SE1 is still a very good watch, and I still think it has a lot of power inside of it as well. So that's pretty much how I see both these watches as of now. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.